Hey, hi Faith. All right, let me just get you on.
There we go.
Hey, what's up,
Yay! What is going on?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
That's awesome. So, how was your day today?
Long, as usual. Um, one more day. I keep telling myself that. One more day. Friday's
Yes,
tomorrow.
yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're gonna give a few to come on because it's just me and you, and I
Right.
a few of them are straggling in. Hi, Cheryl. That's my girlfriend, Cheryl. That's here.
Hi, hi. Is she on visit too? Mm.
So let's wait until everybody else come through. How you doing, Cheryl? It's been a long time. How are your parents? God bless them. Tell them I said hi. DC is on. Elena
Hey, DC.
Rivers.
Hi, Elena.
All right, let's wait for a few more stragglers.
Right.
No, they're still on time though. They're still on time.
You know how they do. 7:59. Boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. I always start a little bit early, just in case.
Give people time. Yeah, right.
Elena, best wishes on the job. Every time I see you, I'm always going to tell you that. I want to make sure everything is good. Cheryl's is hanging in there. Yeah, that's all we got to do. Keep it in prayer.
Um,
Keep hanging in there, girl. Every day's a new day. I'm good. Keeping it in prayer also. We're all going through our own difficulties internally. Dwayne,
hey, Dwayne.
what's up? All right, so we're going to start in a few. You're welcome, Elena. I know it gets busy. It gets really busy. Of course, Dwayne gonna give his what's up.
Yes, what's up?
All right, so we only have 4 in the room. Let's give it a little bit more. That's funny. Where is Mr. Savage?
Mr. Savage is going to the store.
Oh, okay. So you're.
Yeah. So I'm like, look, I got peace and quiet. I got the house to myself. So,
Oh, so he has a little one with him too.
yes.
Okay.
I was like, you could have left the little one.
No, he wanted you to have your own time.
Yeah, he was like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
So, he said he was going to pop in, but, we'll see how that goes.
No, you know what? He made a video
No,
saying that he's not gonna be popping in on Rizzle. So
do it. I know. He was like, that's your time.
yeah, yeah. All right. So we're going to get started. So, Miss Faith, please introduce yourself. Those of you who don't know, this is my show, The Martine Show, named by Jassim Khan. So, we got to give him credit every time we say it, okay? It started on August 4th, 2020. I interview members on Rizzle. Rizzle is an app, short video app that we're all on, and we're bringing awareness to the app and the movement. So, here we are. I interview members of Rizzle, and tonight we have Faith. So, take it over, Faith.
Hello, Rizzlers and non-Rizzlers. My name is Faith Mitchell. I just go by chatting with Faith on Rizzle. If you want to look me up, we're not gonna change it to Miss Savage yet. We're gonna let it be.
No, I think it should
But
stay as chatting with Faith, but if people want to recognize, like, you are Miss Savage, Miss Faith Savage,
Savage,
that's it.
hey,
My show, this be like, look, my show is called Chatting with Faith. That's what you
in
said.
the Faith,
But I'm Miss Savage. Mrs.
Savage.
Savage. There you go.
Like there we
See,
go.
it can always work. It
There
can
we go.
always work. The reason why
Right.
we're talking about Savage like that is because her husband's name on Rizzle is Mitch Savage. Okay. And as I was promoting her for her interview, one of the Rizzle members, which is DC, stated,
DC, yeah,
yeah,
it's
he
my
made
new
a
name.
connection with a whole bunch of different people with Savage names that end with Savage, right? And he was like, look, I don't care what the situation is. You guys better be here to watch this video. And he came up and he was like, oh, that's Face Savage. Savage? Face Savage. Oh,
Yeah,
my God. And we were like, oh, that rings really nicely. And that was it.
right.
So Elena says, keeping it
It is
savage with Miss
savage.
Face. Oh,
There we
dope.
go. Yes.
So
That's dope. That's dope.
whoa, I like that. I like that. That rings so
Yes.
nicely. I think it's so perfect. You see how we help out each other?
Just vibe off each other.
Yeah, we just vibe. Oh my
Randy,
God.
no Randy Savage.
So wow.
I'm done, DC. I'm done. I'm done.
So girl, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you with the
Okay.
whole new venture, new job,
Yeah.
new everything. Let's talk about the transitioning. How did that all happen? Because we had a conversation in reference to the whole job
The
thing and
school.
why you
Yeah.
decided to make another decision. So let's talk about that.
Okay. So the school situation was they wanted us pretty much like I was telling you to sign the waiver, how they doing the kids, when they go back on the 8th. They were going to divide the kids up like Monday and Tuesday was group A, Wednesday everybody was going to be off, Thursday and Friday was going to be like group B.
Mm-hmm.
And they still hadn't like came up with a bus route. They didn't know how many students, like literally just talking outside of their head at this point.
Mm.
And they kept saying, well, you won't get COVID unless you're around the person for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's not even justifiable.
yeah. And I was like, so you pretty much want all of us to do this for what? And then you know how your manager is, make sure you sign this, make sure I never signed it. Because they had started back and they were like, well, we're going to get everybody start coming back. And I was like, I came back, but it was a turn in my 2 weeks notice. I was like, this is it. This is it. And I was like, I have a baby at home and you're literally telling me to risk myself for what, a little bit of paycheck. I mean, it's not like we're making 1,000, thousands.
Mm-hmm.
So Mitch was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
your health being, my health, well-being, the baby's well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had no plan of action to call you when you're around somebody with COVID. And they already know how my schedule works. I go to school, I come back, get the baby, then I take her to grandma's.
Yeah.
So if you don't tell me that I've already been exposed, and there I go expose baby, and I go expose Mitch,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're all in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Not worth it.
Yeah, it's a very, very difficult situation. Intelligent brother is in the
hello.
house.
How are you?
Welcome. This is actually his first live with us, guys.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for being on with us
Thank
today.
you for coming to mine.
Definitely had to acknowledge that. So the thing
Right.
about it is that, when it comes to the whole COVID thing, because I'm actually in healthcare, but the good thing about me with my job is that I deal with data. I deal with managed care, insurances, and all that, and I work from home. So
That's good.
I'm able to actually, do my thing from home, and I do it via computers or remote at this point because of the COVID, right? And I plan to keep it that way for the time being because it really doesn't pay for me to even be exposed or go to the office and all that stuff because
Right.
you have some people who want to wear masks, some people who don't want to wear masks, and some people who don't think
Ridiculous.
it's necessary. And I don't want to hear about opinions. I've been in healthcare all my
Got you.
life. Okay, that's my profession. My thing is this: I know what it's all about. I also study public health, and I'm sure you guys hear me mention it in some of the videos on Rizzle.
I do.
I mean, all that's been going on and the way that they've been handling it has all been wrong. Okay, because
Thank you.
public health is a whole community thing. Everybody needs to be on board. The whole nation needs to be on board in order for it to be effective in terms of a resolution. Okay? So obviously you guys see what's been going on. It hasn't been dealt that way. So with me being a healthcare professional, I'll take my own personal precautions where I'm like, listen, I will not put myself in a setting where I'm going to be exposed. If I know there's a possibility of exposure, I just pull out.
Hmm.
I get out. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
I feel you. If it can't
And
be
that's
on
it.
Zoom, then
You know,
that's it.
that's it. So, I mean, I've got used to pretty much being accustomed to doing stuff online, you know,
Right.
and doing whatever because it's working. But
Right.
putting people at risk, I don't think
It's not.
is a good thing. And I commend you for actually making the decision that you made to go elsewhere. Because honestly, there are
Yeah.
people who are stuck on the principle of having a paycheck, especially during difficult
Hmm.
times, you know, because other people are losing their jobs or their jobs are becoming obsolete. So they're going to be stuck on the concept of saving that paycheck, and they're going to risk their lives and risk the family, center, the whole family.
Right.
And that's also wrong too, at the end of the day.
It is because you're not thinking about your family. You're thinking about yourself.
Exactly. But
And
the thing about it is this, as a woman, I'm sure and you're also a wife and you're a mother. When you think about family, you have to think about yourself first. Because if you're not well, you can't
you do.
take care of anybody.
You
You
can't.
can't nurture anyone. And naturally as
No.
women, we're nurturers. You can't take care of your husband.
Always.
You can't take care of the house.
Or my daughter.
You can't take care of your
No.
child. So you
Because you
have
need to
to
rest.
be well. You have to be well.
Always.
So good thing for you, girl. You made your decision, and
I did. I did.
you're
I was like, when one door closes, another one opens.
absolutely, absolutely, and you feel like you're safe. You're in a safer environment. Is that right?
Definitely. Definitely. Like as soon as we don't even clock, they pretty much come into your car taking your temperature. So you're not even going to be exposed. So that way, if you even have a temperature, just turn around and go home.
That's right. That's right.
Like in the school, you literally had to come in, then they check your temperature. Like
Mm.
it
It, it
was,
was pretty much free at
yeah,
will.
yeah, pretty much like,
Yeah. Of course, Mitch
really,
is gonna
Mitch.
be giving all those faces. So,
Yeah,
now that you have the whole job thing pretty much taken care of, how do you feel since then?
I felt a whole lot better. A
Mm-hmm.
whole lot better. Like more confident. Like it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like I told Mitch, like during the summer, we have the gap and everything. I was like, that's cool. I would love to come back to that when Ness is older.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, it's like sitting at home, it's good to nurture and be kind, but, I also like to work. So being at home 24/7, it's like, I commend you stay at home mamas. I don't think I could do it. Like, I even went back earlier than I was supposed to. We're supposed to be off for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Your girl went back at like 5 because I was like, okay, you told me I'm well. Like, she was like, when do you want to go back? And I was like, can I go back in 5 weeks? She's like, you want to? I can't stop
Mm-hmm.
you. So,
So basically, you're a mom, obviously. The whole thing about you talked about motherhood. So can you kind of describe like what was your journey, your whole journey in
yes.
motherhood, or what was your experience like?
So, I had baby girl last September. She was actually due in October, but she came a whole month early, so she was a baby preemie.
Mm-hmm.
Pregnancy was like, first trimester was smooth, like
Mm-hmm.
good. I just felt like I had a cold, like I didn't feel good, and I didn't think anything of it. And then, boom, your girl is like pregnant. And Mitch took it honestly well. Like, I don't know how he was going to take this. I was like, your girl's pregnant. Like, because I called him, I was like, you need to come home ASAP. And he was like, why? You
What
can't tell
did
me on
I
the
do?
phone. Like, yeah, I was like, it's something I don't want to tell you on the phone. Boom. It's nothing I can tell you on the phone. What I told you. So,
Girl, do your
hey,
thing.
GQ, hey, beauty
Don't even
baby.
pay attention to him. Don't pay attention to him.
So, call him on the phone. She was crying, Martine. I was crying. Let me get to that. Let me get to that. That's why he kept saying, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I was like, "I can't tell you on the phone. I can't tell you on the phone." And then I handed him a test, and he was like, positive, pregnant." Yeah. So, hey, Montreal.
Ah,
Oh
Joseph.
God.
Joseph came in too. Hi, Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
GQ's in the house.
Hi,
Beauty
beauty
baby.
baby.
Sam,
GQ.
what's up?
Hi. Hi, Sam.
So he was like, what?
It's like, oh my God. And then like kind of laid out on the bed. I was like, please don't pass out. Like, don't pass out on me. I'm in shock right now too. Like, and then the next thing that was like, okay, let's go ahead, make an appointment, confirm. We confirmed it. She's like, yeah, you are indeed pregnant. I was like, that's why I was feeling bad. Like, I thought it was like common cold, I just felt bad. Like, there was no other way to describe it. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
So
there was,
the thing about it is that you said you had a preemie baby. Was that 26 weeks?
I did.
You gave
No,
birth at 26
she
weeks?
came at 35. So she was like 5 weeks early.
Oh,
So,
that's not bad at all.
no,
That's
she
not
was
really
just
bad at
tiny.
all. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
bad
so
at
it was
all.
like, okay, they were going to induce me anyway. I'm
Right.
supposed to be induced that Monday, and she came that Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So what was happening was I told Mitch like that Friday, I was like, I can't take it. Like at the end, like I'm hurting. I couldn't sleep no more really, like on either
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm over. Like I was over it. I'm done. I was like, I just want this baby to come on. Like, can they come on and induce me? Because I was over it.
Yeah.
And so his mom did my hair that Saturday. Yeah. And then next thing I know, the next day, literally, I kept feeling the urge, to go to the bathroom.
Right.
But it
The water
wasn't going
broke.
to the bathroom.
Yeah.
My water, but it didn't like, how you see it in the movie. Oh my God, the water just,
Yeah.
that did not happen to me. It was like, shh, 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 shh.
Yeah.
So it was like, and I told him then, I said, I think my water broke. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know. I haven't been through this before, like, I don't know. So I called the doctor. They're like, yeah, we think you need to come in. But I didn't call the doctor for a while. I was just like waiting around the house. We even went to his grandma's house, and his grandpa was like, you think your water broke? Why are you in the hospital? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And I'm like, I feel like they were going to send me home. Nope. This time it was like, for real, for real.
Wow. So GQ is saying that he had his son at 25 weeks. His son was born at 25
Wow.
weeks. Yes.
That's a miracle, baby.
I actually have my cousin. She had her baby at 26 weeks. And you should see that boy right now. He looks like he's 3 years old. He's not even 1 yet. That's how big he is.
Right.
You're a big boy, okay?
Big boy.
So that's why when you were saying preemie, I mean, there are preemies and preemies. Yours was pretty much closer to the finish line.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
They were just like weight wise, like 5 pounds, 2 ounces. So they were like, yeah, she's right there at like the preemie stage.
Yeah.
Most babies like 6, 7 pounds. Like, it's really tiny.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. But now you can't even tell that. It's like
the same thing with my cousin's baby. You cannot tell at all. I'm telling you.
And that's why everybody's like, preemie where?
Exactly.
Like, she was. Let me show you an old picture.
Yeah. They developed pretty well. So
she did.
PETA is in the house. Hello, PETA.
Hi, PETA. Thanks for joining.
So now
GQ.
The thing about it is this: you explain your pregnancy and everything. You're obviously a wife. You're on Rizzo. You're just kind of doing your social media. You're working. How do you juggle the schedule? Like, how do you work it?
Woo, I'm still trying to juggle it because it's like wake up, try to shower, like Mitch hold the baby, like I'll be back, like give me 10-15 minutes, take a shower, switch, you go take your shower, we try to work as teamwork. Somebody get the bottle, somebody get the bag, because now we're kind of almost on the same schedule. Like we both go in at 8 now, so it's kind of good that I switch, because now it's like, okay, we can both be home in the afternoon at the same time, around the same time.
Okay.
Because before we were like on opposite schedule. Now it's like, okay, we all wake up pretty much at the same time. And I'm like, I need a bottle, I need baby bag, we're good. We're both kind of walking out the door at the same time. So now that's a little bit better. as far as getting her up, then going to grandma's, dropping her off, then going to work. During my lunch break, I try to rizzle when I can, or look at people's rizzles when I can.
Mm-hmm.
Go back home, pick up baby. Well, come back home, shower, then pick up baby.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be on the safe side, you know. I don't know. Like you said, I don't know.
Mm.
And then pick baby up, come back home, try to fix dinner, try to spend family time in Rizzle. Like, it just seems like I don't have enough hours, Martine.
Okay.
I don't have enough hours.
Well, the thing about it, you may say that you don't have enough hours, but you make it seem as if like
Work.
it's simple, you know,
I know.
and easy.
Easy peasy, easy peasy.
You know,
The
GP
Savage family.
yeah.
Yeah. Savage family got it going.
You know, so
Busy.
and Joseph is saying that you guys are another power couple. Yeah. You already got
We try.
I call you guys the dynamic duo for real. You know.
We try.
I see that within you guys, and it's very nice to see, especially in young couples. You know, we don't see enough of that.
Right.
You know, we don't see enough of black love out there. You know,
No.
we don't see
You see
enough
fighting and fighting.
Yeah, we don't see enough of productive, positive black love out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Exactly.
I'm honored to be in your guys' space and to really tell you guys that you guys are a beautiful example. You know. What is Mitch is saying?
It ain't all cotton candy and rainbows. It's not. It's not.
I'm sure. I mean, no relationship is actually all that. But at the same time, the effort that you put into it makes it that. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
You know? So now, being young and being married, having a baby, how are you dealing with that? Like, are you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you hear old people be like, "Oh, you sure? You know, you have your whole life ahead of you." But I think we had her at a good time. You understand? You know, but we're still young and active. Not saying I wouldn't be older, but you're still young and active, and we can all move around and learn each other. So it's good. I even told Mitch, like, when she goes back to school, I made a promise I will go back to school too.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, I feel like we'll motivate each other. She's in school, I'm in school.
Mm-hmm.
It's a push.
Yeah.
Push and go, push and go, push and go.
Well, you know,
so, but
like they say, where there is a will, there is a way. It's always going to work out one way or the other. You know, it pretty much depends on you. So if you're going to go to school while she's in school, it's going to work out. You're going to make it work. You know, and obviously Mitch is going to support you. So, you know, it's
always.
So that's a good thing about it. Now, when you realized that Mitch was on Rizzle, because he was on Rizzle first, right?
He did Rumble actually first.
Yeah, Rumble.
And then he stopped and did like one video, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, he said he stopped and he came back, and then it was Rizzle. He's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And then he started just dropping videos. So, what made you join?
He was like, "Look, you need to get on this," because I was like, "What are you doing? Like, who are you talking to?" You know, you hear him talking to, like, "Who are you talking to?"
What's like, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Johnson, I'm on Rizzle. And I'm like, "What is Rizzle? You know, explain it to me." And he was pretty much like, "Look at this, look at this, look at this." I was like, "Oh, cool." He was like, "You need to get on it. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna blow up, and you don't want to miss it." So I was like, "This looks pretty cool. You can meet new people." I was like, "Let me get on." You know, I was like, "I'm not as comedy as you, you know, but I will try to be myself and see how this goes." He was like, "You're fine. Just be you. Get up here and do you." He was like, "You like to talk to people. This is a way to talk to people."
It sure is. It sure is.
So that's why I was like, chatting with Faith is perfect because I like to talk to people. So chatting with Faith it is.
Oh, okay. That's quite interesting, though. So that's how the name of your
Chat with Faith.
Yeah. Came through. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I really do. And it sits very nicely with you too. It really does.
Thank you.
Wow. So let's talk about the business side of Faith.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Business is up, and that, like, since COVID, I started, well, before, I told Ian, like, we wrote out what we wanted to do, like, the goals for the year of 2020 before the pandemic. You know, we didn't know this
Mm-hmm.
was gonna go on. I told him after he started his Stay Together Productions, that pushed me to like want to have my own business. You know, leaving that's something besides 8 to 5, 9 to 5. You know, she
Mm-hmm.
needs to know like you can have your own without going in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking into like wholesale soaps and making my own soap. So I started doing that and my own bath bombs. That went fairly well in the beginning, but then it was like Amazon was delaying stuff getting here, like for me to make the soaps for the people. So I kind of was like, okay, I'll make them when I can.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of went downhill. I've kind of been like off and on. I made some bath bombs that are up on the website right now, but I really haven't made soaps in a minute because I
Mm-hmm.
really like you. It's hard balancing like everything you
Right.
want to do. So I tell people I'm like maybe I'm just gonna maybe be my seasonal job. Like when Christmas comes around, I probably do like peppermint soap, things like that. I may not have it like a full-time business because I'm busy, as you can see, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just gonna do like seasonal. Like fall is coming up, maybe I can get some pumpkin spice, and then Christmas already picked out twisted peppermint. So I think I'm just gonna keep it that way.
Right, right. Peppermint for Christmas, cinnamon also.
Yeah, cinnamon pumpkin spice
Yeah,
type thing.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing about it is that so you do the soaps, but you also have a candle business, is that correct?
Yes.
And how is
So that has it's going up and down. Like COVID has brought things like way high and then way low. So
uh-huh.
it's here and there. It's just like up and down.
Right, right. Okay. So let me see if there anybody. Oh, Jake is in the room. What's up, Jake? Thank you for
Hi,
being on with
Jake.
us. Jasmine is here. Let's see. Montreal. Hello. All
Have
right.
a good night, intelligent brother.
Oh, he's leaving. Okay. Oh, he has. All right. Eat for us. Mr. Reg Turner is here. Peace.
Right. Peace to all, and to all a good night.
Exactly. So, so basically now what are your interests? Like, what are the things that you actually do? Like, I mean, besides being a mom, being on Rezo, being, taking care of the
Right.
house or whatever, like, who is Faith? What does Faith like?
Okay, Faith loves music. I played the flute in middle school, high school. I love my baby. I still love my flute. That was my baby. I upgraded to the piccolo, but I still keep my flute. That's just it. Like when I get quiet time, that's my interest. Like just go play my flute. I love to read. I love to write too. I'm not really good at math. Math is but I can write papers all day. Like English flying colors. We had to write like senior year, like 10-page paper. Everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Oh, and I'm like, "Is that it? Like 10 pages? That's it?" And everybody's like, "Are you crazy? Like, I can barely write two." And I'm like, "I can write all. My mom used to write in journals all the time, so I think that's what motivated me to just continue to write
So we have something
all
in
the time.
common. We have something in common. I write all the time. I journal all the time. I write affirmations all the time. Like that's just my
Mm-hmm.
it's part of me. It's been like that for years. So
I
that's
can't,
awesome.
Justin. I can't. Well, I don't know.
So do you plan to do some videos while you play the flute on Rizzo? There you go.
So there it goes. There it goes. I
Peter,
needed to.
Peter,
I
Peter.
thought about making that like a channel,
Yeah.
making it its own channel, like the flute faith, like play flute. I don't know how I'm gonna title it, but we're gonna get it there.
Because the
Like
thing about
musical
it
faith.
is that there are many different things on Rizzo, but I don't see anybody actually playing an actual instrument.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
not
be the
saying
first.
practicing like how to play, like you just play
Mm-hmm.
for that 60 seconds. I mean, I think that's really
Right.
nice, you know?
Find something. Find like old songs, new songs,
Yeah.
and just play it. So, and I was in healthcare too, Martine, for a while.
Yeah.
That was my profession for a minute. Well, that's what I actually went to school for. I
What?
went to St. Augustine in Raleigh. It's a private college in North Carolina.
Mhm,
And I got accepted for a band scholarship, which pretty much gave me almost a full ride.
mhm,
Almost. It was like a few I had to pay. But um, after that, I moved in. I stayed up there for like a year. I took public health,
mhm.
my basic like biology, because I
Yeah.
was doing. I didn't think that they didn't have nursing. They had like pre med, but they said you could take pretty much the same line as nursing almost. So you got closer to the end. So I started that, and then my mom got sick in 2016.
Mm,
So I came home. My dad was like, he used up all his PTO time, taking care of my mom, and he was like, I have to go back to work. My sister was in Winston at the time, so she couldn't come home. Just started a new job. With a new job, you don't have PTO time. So, and my
mhm,
brother was in high school, so he had to go to school. So
mhm,
he was like, can you talk to your president about coming home? So I did. And I was like, look, I only have one mom. She's very sickly. And I end up doing most of my, I guess, face-to-face classes at my community school, and then try to work online as much as I could.
mhm.
So I let them know, like, my mom has appointments on these days, so could I come in on, like, maybe Monday, Wednesday instead of Tuesday, Thursday? And so I did that for a year up until her passing. So it was kind of rough that year. Yeah, 2017 was not
Wow.
such a good year.
Wow.
So yeah, I learned more about like the heart, because that's what she ended up having CHF.
Mhm,
So I learned a lot about the heart because we went to a heart specialist and finally seen like what was wrong. So they kept telling us like your mom's heart is at 50%. When we finally got to the specialist, it was at 20%.
mm,
So yeah, it was then like a walking time bomb
mm.
at that point. So they didn't think anything was gonna work.
Right.
So we pretty much were like, okay, it is what it is. We're going to just let her do what she wants to do. And
Mhm,
we did like the whole year. It was like, wherever you want to go, we'll go. Whatever you want to do, I'm not going to tell you no, like, because I don't know how much longer she had. So we spent that last year. And I told Mitch, I was like, that last year was very good. Like, I would have felt bad if I was in school, away, because I was about 2 hours away. And then coming home with her was like so much better, because she was what inspired me to get in healthcare, because she was a nurse. And
mhm.
then to see your mom, kind of decline, and like, because she never gave up the hospital. She even almost to her end was like she volunteered, like even if it was just because she worked on the labor and delivery floor. So she
Mm.
was still with the baby. She's like, I love my babies. I love my
Yes.
babies. So
Yes.
she volunteered like up to the end. I was like, you don't have to be. I'm gonna be up here. I'm gonna, like, you couldn't tell her nothing. And then I told Mitch like later that year in 2017, a week before Christmas, my grandma passed, which was my mom's mom.
Mm.
So that year was like real
Wow.
rough,
So basically,
real.
you're accustomed to juggling a lot of different things. I mean,
I
multitasking and everything, which is a
am.
great thing. I mean, working under pressure. But when it comes to family, I mean, I sympathize with anyone. It's not easy. And, for some reason, those of us who choose the field to be in healthcare, I believe that we're on assignment. We're sent.
We are. Hi,
Because,
Ricky.
hey, Ricky Valero, welcome. So,
Two in the room.
yeah, those of us who are in healthcare, we're definitely on assignment. We're sent,
Yeah,
a lot of us
to
out.
do something.
Maybe not all.
Yeah, I feel like we're set angels. Like we
Yeah.
are angels on a mission to do something.
Yes, for
So.
sure. Because in my family, I'm the like go-to person when it comes
Mhm.
to healthcare. They ask me all the questions. I fill out all the
Questions.
paperwork and everything because they know
Mhm.
I know the stuff, you know.
Right.
And a lot of times, like for actually one of my uncles right now, who we just learned
Mhm.
as of today that he had a mini stroke and he's currently in the
Mm.
hospital, he put me down as his next of kin. So even
Right.
though, I've always chosen, my other uncles did the same thing, the
Mhm.
older ones who have passed on, my great aunts did the same thing, they just put me down because they know, like, if there is someone that
You're not gonna take me
needs
back.
to, if there's someone that needs to interfere or speak to a doctor or a nurse or whatever, I can definitely, converse in that lingo and
Hmm.
get the information I need, or get them to do what I know they should be doing, basically.
Right.
So it always works out. And that's why, like, right now in this time, seeing how COVID is being dealt with, is irritating
Hmm.
to me. It really is irritating to me, because literally all that I've learned in school is like,
It's down the drain.
exactly. I
Right.
mean, when I went to school, my program was health information management. Okay, a bachelor's degree in health information management. You had to learn. You had to learn all the medical terminology. You had to learn
Hmm.
pharmacology. You had to learn anatomy and physiology. I mean, everything
Hmm.
that a doctor would go and do has
Wouldn't know.
preliminary courses. You have to take them.
To take.
I had a
Hmm.
course where I had to learn how to deal with dementia patients, you know.
Hmm.
And you know what? Every course that I've taken in my program, I'm very thankful for them, because at one time in my life, I had to help somebody with a particular issue that I learned in school. So when my great uncles, started having dementia, or they started having Alzheimer's or signs and stuff like that, everything that I
Hmm.
learned automatically kicked in, and I could
Right.
point
Like I
them
know
to the book,
this.
and be like,
Hmm.
oh, this is the scenario that's happening now. This is what we should be doing. And I'm telling everybody, and it helps out. It really does help out to have the understanding.
Right.
So,
Because a lot of people don't understand. They're just like, oh my God, what is going on? They start freaking out. And it's like, if you freak out, it's not going to help them in any way.
exactly. Exactly. Like
It's just
today,
going to make it worse.
I had to explain to my aunt, to tell her that it's a mini stroke. They're going to check to see basically if he has any blockages in the arteries. Sure enough, they
Right.
did check, and they realized that they were
The
arteries.
EKG.
Yes. Yeah. The EKG came out
I
positive.
know.
So they did
Hmm.
check to see there are some blockages around the arteries. So basically, he's going into surgery tonight. You know, but
Wow.
yeah, they're gonna have to, because they have to drain him out. If they don't drain him out, then there's gonna be parts of his heart that's not functioning, and that's another issue. You know,
Hmm.
so it's like all these things.
That leads to other issues.
Yeah, so you just got to deal with it on time. You know, Beauty Baby is
Hmm.
saying having to take care of patients is really hard. It is. It is,
Yes, beauty
especially.
baby. It is. I started like you, CNA 1, CNA 2. Like, the girl has worked her butt off. Like,
Right.
worked her butt off. So I know what you go, clinicals and all that. I have been there. I have
Yes.
been there, stressed out. Like, whoo, it's hard, but it's very rewarding if you do it for the right reason. Is what I tell
Exactly.
people. If you do it for the right reason and it's in your heart, then you'll understand. But you have those nurses that, just a paycheck, just because me and Mitch live near a military base. And you have a lot of them. I'm just working just to get out of the house. You don't work just to get out of the house, because I don't work just to get out of the house. I work for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, besides just being rewarding, you're not just going to get out of the house. They'll tell you, my husband makes all the money. Okay, well, where are you working?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just stay home with the kid? Like, I don't understand people that do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
My CNA journey.
her CNA journey was good, though she got a chance to learn new things. Yeah, you learn something every day, you know,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and most of it is about being
Cheers.
compassionate, being in, trying to put yourself in the shoes of that person and trying to make them feel
Oh,
comfortable. That's really what it is all about at the end of the day. So when I see the way things are being dealt with today, it's heartbreaking. It really is.
it really is.
It really is.
Because you're like, what are you? You're setting people up for failure. That's all you're doing. That's
Absolutely. And not too many people understand that, not too many
mm-hmm,
people get it the way that we get it. So
mm-hmm.
EQ is saying you got to have patience. Absolutely. You
Oh
always
yeah,
have to have
a
patience.
lot, GQ, a lot.
Let me tell you, me being in healthcare has allowed me to
Mm-hmm.
be extremely patient, especially with my mother. Okay?
Yes, it will make you like humble. Like, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Usa a little bit.
Yeah. Because let me tell you, there are some days I just be like, okay?
Mm-hmm,
But,
mm-hmm.
when I think back and I'm like, you know, she's getting up there. She's things are changing, and you know things do change. You know, the older
They
you get,
do.
you do things in reverse. You really do.
Right. You go back to the baby.
Exactly,
You
and
go
that's
back to the
psychology.
baby. I'm like,
That's psychology. That's
mm-hmm.
what they teach you. They go back to being a baby again, and they do everything in reverse. Like the things that my mother would have done years ago, early in the morning, she does them like mid evening or late night. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be looking at her like, why don't you just go to sleep? Like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's ready. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready to do it. In the morning, she'll sit down. She's actually on her phone, doing everything
Mm-hmm.
and anything, you know, on the computer, doing everything and anything. But by the time 6 p.m. come,
She's ready to
she,
work.
she up and ready. Like, and I'm looking at her like, I'm resting. I'm done.
You reverse. You take 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. 6 a.m. is
Like me, I'm used to
crazy.
waking up early because I'm an early bird. So 5 a.m.
Right.
I'm up pretty much. You know, my eyes are open. I
Mm-hmm.
pray, meditate, and then I could start my day. It's no problem. By the time
Got you.
everybody else gets up, I'm just like halfway in, you know, doing what I need to do.
Okay. Beauty baby's asking a question.
What was the hardest skill for you, Faith?
Oh my god. Let's go back to CNA. Um, the bedpan sometimes, like turning them on their side, making sure the seat. Like I think my clinical instructor was more hard on me because she went to my church, so it was like more pressure on me. I felt like than the other students because she was like, "You got this. You're gonna get this. You're gonna like even if you have to come to my house, we're gonna practice this." And I'm like, "Okay, like I'm gonna get it. Like just let me make mistakes."
Mm-hmm.
And she'd be like, "See, really on the bedpan." It'd be like one simple step. Like, did you knock on the curtain? Did you say, enter? Can I enter? Did you say your name? It'd be like you mine goes so fast, you'd be like, wait, I forgot something.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be like something like your name. Did you introduce yourself or did you just walk in?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a protocol, there's a formula to every how you
Mm-hmm.
communicate, and you know, it's done in a cordial way, a respectable way to make people feel comfortable. And you know, those principles they have stayed with me forever. To tell you the truth, like I deal with that in
Right.
relationships with everyone. You know, just
Mm-hmm.
pause and humble, and keep it that way.
Always. Like I don't even work at the hospital here anymore, but I still have connections with people, and they're like, especially when I had the baby, they were like, "I heard you just had the baby. Can I come see you?" This was before COVID, because this was in September of last year. So I was like, "Yeah, you can come on down."
Right. The thing about it, when you were going through your pregnancy, did you
Mhm.
ever think about having a doula? Did you have a doula?
I did not.
Okay.
I did it like all by myself.
Okay. Because the thing about it,
But his mom was calling me through.
yeah. Because the thing about it is that, and that's pretty much, it's always been around, but now it's become a
Mhm.
more recognizable type of profession that people are in. And a doula, for you guys who
Mhm.
don't know, it's a midwife basically. That's something that you can actually learn in school, become a midwife
Mhm.
practitioner,
Midwife.
and they're pretty much operate just like a primary care physician, which is a doctor. But in case when you do get into difficulties, you got to automatically go to the hospital and make sure that you get a doctor to really consult you because they really can't do that. You know, they're there
Right.
to ease the pain and help you to the process and make you feel comfortable and be compassionate and do all that stuff. But if you have like a real intricate situation and you
You
feel,
gotta go.
yeah, you got to go to the hospital straight up. That's what happened to my cousin. My cousin, you
Wow.
know, she basically decided that she wanted to go with the midwife. I said, okay, no problem. You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's my baby cousin. So I was like, all right, cool. She went on and did that. But I noticed by the time she was like 25 weeks, like her transformation was just kind of weird. And I kept saying to her,
Right.
are you okay?
Something's not right.
Yeah. her skin color just darkened totally. And you know, the transformations during pregnancy, you know, the nose actually gets extended and all that
The
stuff. And I was telling her, girl, you look
throat
like,
gets large.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, girl, you look like you're ready to go and it's early. Like, I don't understand this. That was 25
Mm,
weeks. So following week was 26 weeks. I said to her, you know what? I don't get it. She goes, she's going to go to her appointment. She went to her appointment. As soon as
hmm
the doctor looked at her, the doctor was like, please go to the hospital. But then
Whoa.
her blood pressure was skyrocketing high, like to a point where uncontrollable. So they called an ambulance for her. She went to the hospital. And when I went to the hospital to meet up with her, basically I was speaking to the doctors and everything, and they were like, well, she has a choice. She could stay. We could try to localize everything where we try to see if the blood pressure can go down. I looked at her and I was like, you're not going anywhere. You're going to stay right here. They're going to treat you until the end. Okay. And I was like, if you have to stay here to have the baby, however, that's what's going to happen. So, you
That's what's
know,
best for you and the baby.
she was younger. She's definitely a lot younger. And she was just like devastated. She was like, that's not the plan that I had. Oh my God. I wanted to have a midwife. I'm like, honey, you can plan all you want. When God says it's going to be a different way, you just have to go with the flow. So at
Right.
26 weeks, basically, while she was in the hospital, situation happened. She started bleeding in the middle of the night. She went into labor automatically.
Whoa.
They have her give birth. She had a C-section, and it was a preemie at 26 weeks. And from that time on, the baby had to stay in the hospital for like about a month and a half. And on
hmm
Christmas Day, because that happened on November, so on Christmas Day, they gave her the baby. Baby came home.
Oh.
And ever since then, he's been doing well. And now he looks like he's 3 years old. He's not even one yet. You know, like that's how healthy, super healthy that he is. So it's just
Right,
like
GQ.
you gotta go with the flow, with the way things are presented, you know. And
Right.
and I'm raising this issue, especially if we do have women on this live right here,
Yep.
because it causes a lot of defects, a lot of different issues. There's another young lady that I do follow on Instagram, and
hmm
I did mention her previously, where at 8 months pregnant, she lost her life
hmm
plus the baby. Okay. And I believe
hmm
she was actually seeing a midwife. Um, Technically, the way that I see her situation is that she could have given birth early. You know,
hmm
they could have had her give birth early to save her life as well as the baby's life,
Is the baby.
or even just her life, to tell you the truth, because sometimes it just doesn't work out. But I really don't feel that death was near for her, to tell you the truth. I think there was a mishap
Right.
because she
And
kept
they don't take
saying,
our color for,
black
what we.
women,
I
yeah.
went to the hospital probably 6 or 7 times. Mitch can tell you because I was spotting like randomly. And I was like, his mom was like, is it a lot or a little bit? Is it pinkish? Is it not? And she would always say, like, go, because even if they send you home, you know that you and your baby are okay. And I
Yes,
went like 7 times because I was like, I'm bleeding again. I don't want to hear miscarriage, but if that's the case, I would rather know.
yes. I mean, this young
So,
lady, honestly, her videos, if you watch on YouTube, she actually stated in her videos that she felt like the baby was eating her at one point, like eating inside of her. So that's just to show you.
Nicole.
Yes, Nicole Thea. I follow her. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, it's traumatizing to me. It really is, to see
They didn't
what
take her
happened.
serious.
They did not take her seriously, and I think that things could have been prevented. Honestly, things could have been
Definitely.
prevented. Definitely, and it didn't have to turn out that way. But once again, us as Black women, we have to be extra careful, and we have to
Definitely.
be more demanding also. I mean, I had my
Oh, I demanded a stress test every appointment after 28 weeks, and I got it because I
absolutely.
kept saying, I need to monitor my baby. Like, I need to make sure I am okay and she is okay.
Absolutely. And those are things that I told my cousin to ask for, when she
Hmm.
went to the hospital. Like she would go to the doctor and I would tell her, I would write down everything in her journal and say, this is what you asked, this is what you asked, this is what you asked. To make sure that she knows. And the thing with me being in healthcare, because I went through my own health issues as well. I suffered 21
Right.
years with fibroids. Okay. And let me tell you,
That's what I went to the doctor for, Martine. I thought I had fibroids because I was hurting so bad down there. I was like, something is wrong. Like, I knew something was off. And I told them, I made the appointment to the OB for fibroids. What I thought. No. When they did that ultrasound, she was like, your fibroids are fine, but you are definitely pregnant.
so the thing about it is that I went through the reason why my journey is so long is because every time I went to the doctor, I was seeing doctors and they were just not in favor
Brush it off.
of me of to
Mm-hmm.
I had doctors literally telling me, well, why don't you just get a hysterectomy because basically everybody doesn't have children. And I was just like, excuse you?
What?
Yes. Like that was pushed on me. Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had female doctors. The female gynecologists are the worst. If
Oh,
you're
definitely.
looking for compassion, I will tell you right now, please don't go to a female gynecologist. And if there are some, listen, we're going to watch this live, I'm sorry. But according to my personal experience, hey,
Males.
okay, I'd rather go to a male. Reason why is because they're more understanding. They're out to listen more and they take their
Mm-hmm.
time. If I tell you the
Mm-hmm.
course, if I tell you in my journey time during the course how many
Mm-hmm.
doctors I saw and then decided that I'm gonna switch, okay? And let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, just because you're a black woman, that doesn't mean that you're gonna say that, oh, let me go see a black doctor, honey. It doesn't always work that way, okay? Always go with your gut feeling because that gut feeling you know very well. Once you get it, that's your instinct. And if it tells you no, it's no automatically. Don't second guess it. It is what it is. And that's what I did. But the fact that I was in healthcare, the fact that I knew about things, I had like key questions. And some doctors literally were just like, I knew too much. Why am I asking all these questions? You know? And I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
what? So I got smart. I was like, okay, since if I don't visit you, you basically don't get paid. So what I'll do is I visit you, I ask you multiple questions because you can't tell me the time you're going to give me is going to be limited. Because one thing about when it comes to like the whole building part, which I work in there, so I know they have limitations. They have
Mm-hmm.
60 minutes, 45 minutes, and 30 minutes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of doctors in the office will not put you in a 60-minute slot, which is a whole hour, because of the fact they're trying to really condense the time to bring in other people. So
To get more money.
if you're being seen for the first time, they're going to put you in a 45-minute slot, okay? To give you, most time, but it's still at a minimum. You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
the insurance, based on what you're going through, the insurance, they could have the insurance pay the ultimate price, which is like the 60-minute value. But technically, you were not seen for a whole 60 minutes. You were not
Right.
assessed for a whole 60 minutes. Okay. So
Right.
my thing is that since I was on that end of the field, I already knew how the game was. I went in with my,
Mm-hmm.
I had all my questions and I was just asking, asking, asking. And you know what? When a doctor did not want to comply, I was just like, you know what? You're fired. I'm out.
Put your foot down.
And guess what? I made an appointment with another doctor and another doctor and another doctor until I got to the doctor who said to me, oh my goodness, who have you been seeing? Because this should
Mm-hmm.
have been resolved a long time ago. The
Mm-hmm.
doctor was like, he goes to me, do me a favor. Everything I'm going to tell you, you're going to follow. Follow step by step. Okay? I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to make sure that I deliver you from your misery, but you just have to listen to me and trust me. I said, okay. That doctor, you know how long he consulted me? For the whole
How
hour
long?
plus more, and said the rest of the time that he consulted me was for the extra 30 minutes. He didn't charge me.
Wow.
Okay.
That was from the heart. That was from the
Okay.
heart.
So you have to understand the criteria from a doctor to another doctor. You know? Yep, it's that's what they do sometimes. And the thing about it, you
Yeah.
have to be that way. You have to be demanding. And let me tell you, that doctor not only did the surgery for me to remove the fibroids, he was like, you're going to keep your uterus, you're going to be able to make your decision whether you want to have children or not, but nobody should tell you that things go one way. And the reason why that they always push hysterectomy on people with cysts, polyps, fibroids, or any type of situation that women have within the uterus area, because of the money. Okay,
Oh,
that
definitely.
operation by itself, it pays a lot more than the consultation. You know, they get a lot more. They could charge astronomically with the insurance. And basically, it also complies with census for the statistics. Okay. It's for
Mm-hmm.
stats, you know, how many people actually within a region and an age bracket that is getting hysterectomies. You know what I'm saying? So you
Right.
have to make sure as a Black woman that you don't become a number, because that's
Always.
what they make of us. So you have to
Right.
think within that mindset, you know, and it's difficult. But once I understood it, to tell you the truth, I was just like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I got this. So right
Yeah.
after I got my surgery done and everything I did with the doctor, then I said, you know what, since I got so close to pretty much losing my life because I was very ill. I had heart issues, low blood count, severely anemic, arthritis, you name it. Like at a point I could not even write.
It was on the list.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided that, oh, you know, right after I'm just gonna write my story. I wrote my book,
Mm-hmm.
Pieces of Uterine Fibroids, and that was it. And that book is the one that crossed me over, award-winning author, and here I am today. But
Right.
it
Because
was
you
a
told your
journey.
story.
It was a journey. You know, it was a journey. Like it's a journey to the point where I almost lost my life. You know, I almost lost my life to the point where now you see me doing everything, but I could look back and be like, you know what? There was a time where I didn't think I would be here today, and that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when we look at Nicole Thea, we're looking at a lot of different situations. Like Nicole Thea's situation is so heartbreaking to me. I mean, she was only
It is
24 years old.
young.
You know, just she was blooming, engaged, bought her house, doing well as a YouTuber.
Exercising. She was healthy. She
Exactly.
wasn't like out of shape or, you know, how they try
She
to
was
put it.
she was a
Because I've
dancer,
had African doctors.
you
They'll
know.
be like, you just lose weight. That will solve all your problems. No, it won't.
Yeah.
No, it won't.
And the midwife, she said specifically that the midwife said to her that, oh, don't worry about the way that you're feeling. When she kept saying, I feel like the baby's eating me. I feel like the baby's eating me. I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I seen one of her videos. She
Yeah,
was like hanging on the wall because of how out of breath. I was like, that's not normal.
exactly.
You know, like, yes, you're supposed to be out of breath because you're carrying a baby, but you're not supposed to be
Yeah.
like that. No.
She couldn't go up the stairs, she said, because if she did one flight up,
She'll
I
throw up.
mean, yeah, she couldn't go down the stairs at one point. And the young girl lost her life, totally lost her life. It was sad. And it's funny how it happened, and I believe if it's this week, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that's when the baby was supposed to be born.
Right.
Yeah. So what I gotta tell you, the only thing I could say, ladies and gentlemen, please ask all pertinent questions when you go to the doctor. And on that note,
I tell all history when they ask like your mom, your grandma, like make sure you tell them like it may like both